Okay, and we're back for Game 3. I'm here with Kit, and we have an incredible Grow a Monster deck. And it looks like our first play is to enrage the Grimgaunt.
I agree.
And probably blocking with the Grimgaunt is a little bit too risky here. We don't want him to do something like enrage his Necro Slime or Ghastly Touch our Grimgaunt, so...
It grows. We've also leveled 2 good cards, so that's nice.
Right, exactly, and have the opportunity here to level some more good cards.
I definitely agree. How do you feel about not blocking again and Darkheart Wanderer plus Roar?
So I think Darkheart Wanderer plus Roar is wonderful. The question is, we'll see what he does. So the question is whether or not to empty lane the Darkheart Wanderer or to block with the Darkheart Wanderer.
If we block, I think we enrage, right?
So I think... Oh, that's actually a good point. That if we... I was thinking if we do the Darkheart Wanderer Roar... Oh, there he is. If we Darkheart Wanderer Roar, we should get... Oh, that's interesting. So, in any case, Darkheart Wanderer Roar should give us a... Darkheart Wanderer Roar should give us an even trade with the Necro Slime. Where, maybe an even trade isn't good enough, and would give us a 7/9 Grimgaunt. Alternatively, we can maybe enraging. If we enrage the Darkheart Wanderer, he's going to kill the Necro Slime. He'll be down at 5, but back up at 7 by the time it comes back to our turn.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Okay, so I think that if I'm doing the math right, if we enrage the Darkheart Wanderer, his health will be back up to 7 by the time it's our turn again.
The Wanderer? Yes.
And he's unlikely to be able to deal 7 damage both to our Grimgaunt and to our Wanderer.
Correct.
So enraging might be good. The problem with ignoring his Necro Slime is that it's going to be, well... Oh, but we've got so many lurkers in this deck.
3 lurkers that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
I really like Wanderer and 4 and Roar, personally.
Yep, no, you're absolutely right. Yes, and the reason that we can get by with this is because we have so many lurkers. And we had not seen any of the lurkers, so given that we had 3 lurkers in 20 cards left in our deck, our odds were very good of getting one.
Yeah, I mean, if we'd already seen 1 or 2, then, maybe that was too much of a risk, but...
Also, we... I mean, something like Prowler Venomfang could also have done the same job in a pinch.
Correct.
Or either Prowler Venomfang or the Ghast, I think Gravegast, not Gravegast, the, what's the 7/4? The new
The Geist?
Yes, Geist, thank you.
Cryptgeist.
Cryptgeist, thank you. Yeah, so this looks really good. I think he's going to have trouble answering either of our creatures. Obviously, we use the Swamp Moss Lurker to block the Necro Slime.
Shambler's a really interesting play here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's essentially giving us the opportunity to get a lot of triggers on this Grimgaunt.
Yes. Which probably means that he didn't have any good way to kill it. Probably, it's possible his deck is just lacking good ways to kill it, and so he's just stalling until player rank 2.
This makes me want to play Strength in Numbers.
On the Grimgaunt?
Yes.
Because he's giving us so many triggers on it, we might as well make it as hard to kill as possible.
Absolutely.
Our only problem is we run the risk that we will run headlong into a Blightwalker, but again, there's even if he Blightwalkers, we've still got a strong deck that we've put together going into player rank 2. So
yeah, I definitely agree. So I want to play Dryad's Boon here. Looks like he did have the Blightwalker. Was hoping he'd draw it on a different turn.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's unfortunate, but even with the Blightwalker, which is the perfect draw for him there, we're still in a good board position, and we haven't been making bad leveling plays in order to get to this board position.
Correct.
So you said you really like leveling the Dryad's Boon. Then there's a question of whether we also level the Life Shaper Savant or the Predator. Probably the Predator.
So I personally think I really like the Life Shaper because that lets us work around the underlevel draws, and if we go all in on something, like we still have a Life Shaper to sit there as backup and pump things, because now that he has that Blightwalker, I feel like Predator might be a worse call. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
that's a. I guess so. What? So far we have the Darkheart Wanderer and the Night Gaunt. We've got two good targets for our buffs that we're leveling. That's probably enough. Though Predator is, as the last game showed, Predator is Predator can be very strong. But no, okay. So then, Dryad's Boon on the Darkheart Wanderer, I assume.
Correct.
Yeah.
Make
And
it a
this,
4/10. He has very few cards that can deal with it.
yeah, because he, right. I trying to think of. Oh, okay. So leveling the Life Shaper, looking pretty smart right about now.
Nice.
And once again, we've gotten lots of level 2 cards right at the
Are you
beginning.
still there, Matt?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Can you still hear me? No. You can't still hear me. So what went wrong? Sorry, we just had a bit of technical difficulty. You've probably seen my clock jump. So opponent played Techno Gnome, and sadly we can't quite. Oh yes, we can save our Wanderer. We will save our Wanderer with the Life Shaper and the Ferocious Roar together. Does that sound right?
Nope. Oh yeah, because it has a boon on it. Yep, you are
Yes,
correct.
because it has a boon on it. Yeah, so I wasn't doing the boon math correctly. And the Life Shaper is a great play because we've gotten 3 of our level 2 cards, which makes it fairly likely that we will have to play 1 or 2 level 1s next turn.
That is correct. I feel like we're in a really good spot.
Yes, and so
And even better.
right. So this is probably Enrage plus the Life Shaper trigger on our Night Gaunt.
That seems really attractive.
Yeah, he's going to kill our Darkheart Wanderer, but that's fine. We've already gotten good value out of that card.
So my question is, with him having a Blightwalker, is it better to enrage the Life Shaper?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I guess there's often an argument to be made to have 2 strong creatures. Better off having 2 strong threats than 1 uber threat. If your opponent has any type of reasonable removal.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ouch.
Well, I think we'll throw the Night Gaunt in front of the Predator. It'll
Yes.
heal back most of the damage by the time our turn comes around again.
Right. And we definitely want to get that Predator off the board.
And now I definitely feel like we enraged the Savant.
Yes.
And now, unless he has a Blightwalker, it's still going to take 2 cards to kill it.
Right. And so we've got a reasonable chance of being able to use a Life Shaper trigger next turn.
Mm-hmm.
On something, yes, like perhaps Deep Branch Prowler. And on our turn, the Night Gaunt will be back to 10, which is reasonably difficult for him to kill.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
So I do like the Prowler, because it'll trigger the pump, and I think you put the pump on the Night Gaunt.
uh-huh.
I'd like to keep it above 10 health as much as possible. And the question is, what else do we play? Do we Night Gaunt, or do we Rite of Grimgaunt?
Yeah, so the question is either the Rite of the Grimgaunt, or do we yeah, the question is either the Rite of the Grimgaunt, or else do we just play the Venom Fang for a small body and another +3/+3? I think it's Rite of Grimgaunt.
I think it's Rite of Grimgaunt because if he doesn't have the Blightwalker here, he won't have a level 3 one, and if he does have the Blightwalker, he's going to play it anyways.
Yeah. And so then I think we might Rite of Grimgaunt the Prowler, though.
I like Rite of Grimgaunt the Prowler.
Right, because in particular, he wants to get rid of both our Life Shaper and our Night Gaunt really, really badly, so there's a chance that this Prowler will get up to 10-10.
You are at 53 life, sir.
Yes.
Enraging this Prowler seems like an A++ move.
Yes. I think Enraging the Prowler is excellent. I think he's going to kill our Life Shaper Savant, so we're probably not going to get another +3/+3 from the Life Shaper. He's really, really hoping. I guess he has about 15 cards left in his deck, so only like a one.
Cards.
What?
14. He played a minimum deck.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. He has 14 cards in his deck, so his odds are fairly good of drawing the Blightwalker, but he missed it. Yeah, missing that Blightwalker draw really hurt for him.
I feel like now we enrage the Night Gaunt, right? And then play a Prowler to pump our Night Gaunt, or our Deep Branch Prowler?
Yeah, so I think I would enrage... I like enraging the Night Gaunt, because I really want it to live.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we play something to give our middle Prowler another +3/+3.
I think Prowler's the strongest. He's at 53 life.
Yeah,
I
so
don't really care about Delver anymore.
Let's just keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a very poor 2.4 draw for him, and yeah, great use out of the Life Shaper Savant, great use out of the Night Gaunt, and this game should be about over.
Yep. Also, the fact that he didn't draw the Blightwalker means we can afford to go all. We can be very greedy.
Yes. When we get a level 3 creature, we can easily go all in. Here we got only level 1s, but that's not a real problem for us.
The Venom Fang kills that Crusher, too.
Yes, which is excellent.
Can we Venom Fang to hit the Crusher and then sacrifice it to Spirit Leash our 15/15 Prowler?
I believe
that's a game, if we do.
Yes, I think that is an excellent idea. Yeah, that's great play. Good thing we ended up with one Spirit Link. Yeah, so that's... there's now that all of it's breakthrough damage, there's no way he survives this much breakthrough. Oh, interestingly enough here, for those of you watching at home, we got all level 1 cards on 3.1, followed by all level 1 cards on 3.2.
And yet we're winning. How does that happen?
Yeah, so the...
Your opponent had a level 2 and a level 3 on his 3.1.
Yes. So we were outdrawn at the beginning of player rank 3, but we had gotten ourselves into such... I mean, we are playing a extremely good draft deck, but we had gotten ourselves into such a good position mid-game that our late-game draws just don't matter at all here.
And look at how good these... I feel like this deck is a hybrid creation of things that I like to do and you like to do.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with this. We've actually... buffing Prowlers has been an important part of... I think each of our last 2 games.
Absolutely. It's part of a balanced breakfast.
Yes. So, I think we have a reasonable chance of 4-0ing this, and I think he needs to make a play here, but then...
I think we have an unreasonable chance of 4-0ing this.
Yeah, so I've actually... I've only 4-0'd once in the past week. I've been on a bit of a dry spell. I've lost the 3-0 game a lot recently, so hopefully with you here to help me, we can avoid any foolish misplays and take this thing to 4-0. We'll be back shortly.